Okay, today we're going to talk about Olympus. The first thing I want to address is something I addressed in a Twitter post, but it's the basics of why Olympus DAO is not a Ponzi scheme. So a lot of people think it's a Ponzi scheme because it has a high APY, which is a really irrational reason to think something's a Ponzi scheme. Ponzi scheme, so let's go through the check marks. Do old investors make their money from new investors? The answer is no. Is Olympus DAO being deceitful about the revenue model? No. Additionally, does Olympus DAO have a product that is revenue making? Yes. So Olympus DAO checks all the boxes for not being a Ponzi. Now let's go a little bit deeper into this. So what is Olympus DAO's product and why is it important for the space? Olympus DAO's main product, Olympus Pro's product, which is a part of Olympus DAO, is bonds as a service. So what are bonds as a service? Why are they important? And why do protocols even want them? Why are protocols willing to give discounted tokens away for these liquidity pool tokens? The reason is owning your own liquidity allows you to make money. If we look at this pool, which finally has a reasonable APR, which is tiny and kind of sad, but this meme wrapped as ohm, we know that Zeus threw a huge chunk, about $500,000, I think, at this liquidity pool, so he's making roughly a third of all of this, these fees, which it wouldn't be much. Right here, he would have made like $300 today from $500,000. But that is to say that when you provide liquidity, you get paid for it. And so when a protocol owns their own liquidity, they are getting paid to own that liquidity every time someone makes a swap. So every time someone trades a token, there's a tiny fee, and that fee goes to liquidity pool providers. Olympus DAO owns 99.47% of their liquidity, which means virtually every single time someone swaps ohm, Olympus is getting paid for that. And that's great. It's buku cash. So other protocols are interested in that because other protocols want to make this sort of passive income on their own coins and their own liquidity, and Olympus DAO sort of facilitates that. How do they facilitate that? Well, this is sort of the DeFi 2.0 ideology, and we'll see if it works. I think it's going to be much more effective on Phantom, which is something I'm also bullish on Phantom for. Olympus Pro is moving to Phantom, or not moving, but also going to be on Phantom, and I think it's going to be much bigger over there because you avoid gas fees, and Ethereum gas is the worst. So these Alchemix, Fox, Spell, Pendle, Bank, all of these protocols are willing to give discounted tokens in return for LP tokens. And when they get those LP tokens, they're accruing their own liquidity. And eventually they'll get to the point where they own some portion, maybe even a majority of their liquidity, that they're making passive income off of the fees. This bolsters their overall protocol health. It also gives them a source of revenue, and they benefit from additional swaps. And so this is an interesting way that protocols can build up liquidity, which they all need, while making money off of it, which is really cool. Generally speaking, that's not how it happens. You're relying on third parties to provide liquidity. You're relying on people swapping your coin a lot to encourage liquidity pool providing. So this is neat. This is sort of their product. And so Olympus is capturing a portion of that market. Olympus is capturing a portion of those swaps as well. They're getting fees for this. It's an interesting product, and we'll see if DeFi 2.0 really picks up and runs with this model. The reason why I'm so bullish for this going to Phantom is because Phantom fees are pennies, and so I would definitely add some liquidity pool tokens if I could get paid in discounted Phantom, for sure. And if I could get paid in discounted time, definitely, which I already can, because you can mint with time, and I do that. But maybe there's some other tokens that I really like on Phantom. Maybe you could get some cheap ice, which would be really cool. Maybe some cheap spell, which you can do already, but screw gas fees. The point is, I think this is going to be a much more effective system on Phantom, a much more effective system on any of the other chains that it goes to, because it will be more accessible for smaller investors who don't want to pay a ton in gas fees. Okay, so there's a service, right? A big, real revenue-making service with other revenue-making protocols interacting with it. So that's just the first portion of this video, why it's not a Ponzi scheme, why it has an actual service, why it's making money, what it offers to the DeFi world. The ability for protocols to own their own liquidity and then profit off of owning that liquidity. Let's look at some cool things that are happening with the people of Olympus DAO. Now, if you know Olympus, you probably know about Zeus, who's sort of like the godfather of Olympus, but is not all of Olympus, right? People often say that Zeus was the sort of de facto leader, but Zeus is not Ohm. Zeus is in two other protocols right now that I know of that I think should be on your radar if you're interested in sort of the broader people who worked on this, and if you're bullish on their capacities and abilities. First, we have Fiat DAO. Can I be totally honest with you? Don't quite understand it, and it seems a lot like the other thing that Zeus is in on. So Fiat DAO, early stages, which means, hey, if you get in early, you can almost always make a profit if it's a decent protocol. So it's more about leverage. A lot of people are interested in leverage stuff. Always be careful with that. But the basic idea is it is a solution to leverage issues in the DeFi space. And right, it deals with fixed income and paying on a fixed income in crypto. Like if you want to pay someone in crypto, which more and more people are doing, I guess. Maybe this is going to be a bigger part of the space. I don't know how niche this is, but so that's Fiat DAO. Zeus is a participant in this development, and let's see. You'll deposit collateral, sure, collateral pricing, discounted cash flow. Oh, interesting. Borrowing and redemption. So. This just seems like your basic collateral, right? You would collateralize fiat, borrow against it, and then you would pay down your liquidation price by depositing more fiat. But we'll see, like maybe it's revolutionary in a way that I don't understand yet. I just want to put this on your radar, right? So Fiat DAO is the first protocol that you could consider alpha. And I'm getting a lot of this information from the people that I surround myself with. And what I recommend is if you want to be successful in this space, start to find people who continuously find successful protocols. They're like truffle hunters, right? They're really good at finding good protocols, and you want to be around those people. And I think your success is heavily dependent upon the people you surround yourself with in this space. And I stand by that, unless you're the researcher yourself who's just really good at digging up these gems. I think it takes a team, like a little think tank, and if you can develop one of those with you and your crypto buddies, I think you will greatly increase your chance of success. Okay, the other one is got a little bit of alpha today from Zeus about range. So he's creating range, which is another sort of stablecoin thing, and apparently you make money off of arbitrage with it, and it's right in the burgeoning stages of its development. Don't understand it, right? But currently you can begin to participate in it already, and you will get profits from liquidity pools and some sort of arbitrage stuff going on there. So if you want to do more research on it, by all means you can. These are two things that I think are going to benefit just by being associated with Zeus and thereby Ohm, and so could go up quickly. Now, if you want to learn more about these things, what do? Discord is generally the way to get the most alpha. So if you were in Discord with ClimaDAO, or if you were in the Ohm Discord and ClimaDAO was just upcoming, you could have been part of the IDO. The IDO, you could have bought Clima for $10 a pop, and you could have sold that ClimaDAO today for $33,000 each. So you could have had 50 ClimaDAO for $500 that you could now sell for a small fortune, right? So Discord is the place to be on this sort of stuff. I don't know where Range DAO's Discord is. Here it is, right here. Okay, so I'm definitely going to join that right now, right? I want to be in, I want to be early. That's the way to be. Go ahead and do the same, is my recommendation to you guys. Okay, so we talked about pretty much everything that I want to talk about. A little bit of what Zeus is doing, the projects he's working on, why Olympus DAO is not a Ponzi scheme. It's doing really well right now. Also, they changed this. So it used to be they only had the wrapped SOM price on staging.Olympus DAO Finance, but now they just put all of it here. I think it's because so many people are using wrapped SOM now. As a reminder, the price of wrapped SOM is calculated by multiplying the OHM price times the current index, with the current index being how many OHM you would hold now if you held 1 OHM before the very first rebase. So all this staking accrued over time. Okay, that's it. Hopefully you learned a little bit more about Olympus DAO, what they do, why bonds as a service is something other protocols are interested in, why owning your own liquidity is a way to earn money passively as a protocol, or revenue rather, and some interesting opportunities that may precipitate into good investments in the future by being connected to Zeus and OHM. So thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day.